Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your Daily Dose. We are on Hokage Battle Duels, aka Will of the Hokage on Android Play. Now, I have actually started to get some questions, which is great. I was like, oh, okay, maybe some audiences aren't that interested in this, but I will keep plugging along because I am enjoying this game. And it is a great offsider to the days where DOP just isn't, there's nothing to do, if that makes sense. And there are a lot of days where you don't really do very much on Dynasty Origins Pioneer, unfortunately. However, I am starting to figure out some of these event rotations. So it appears that the hero's wish does appear every, um, I want to say it appears every 2 days and it lasts for 3 days. So for those that are interested in getting specific heroes, you just can save these little wishing coins up. You do get a free one every single day, so it's worthwhile doing it. Um, but you can also save your gems as well, because I have noticed that there are a couple of competitions that go or revolve around the summoning. So they will also be apparent once they do pop up. So it's not like you can miss them, which is fantastic. But I believe that they probably rotate them every few days. But I think the summoning event might not be that common. I think it might be a couple of times a month. However, the wishing shop, if you do go all in for them, you will get some of the guaranteed, I guess, elite tier heroes. So this one is Shishwe. And of course, if you are looking to build them, this is kind of the way that you will be able to get the guaranteed copies. But in saying that, the only real way to acquire them is technically gems. So there, I believe there is like a limit up here, Diamond Wish left. I think that might be the cap in which you can't go past that, and in that case, you will have to spend money. In terms of the value for them, if they come up in a value package, the dollar ones for the faction and the one wish for $1 isn't terrible value because, of course, you will get some additional rewards in conjunction with that. But outside of that, I would say probably the dollar packages, like most games, is only where the value begins and ends. So we can do a couple of pulls of those when we get to that start, or well, that side of the video, I should say, because I feel like there should be also another event that is live. I just have to find it now. This one here, the pass, is interesting. I mean, um, you can upgrade the pass just by completing certain things. So upgrade pass, and then I think that like I want to say that there's some value in here. I'm not gonna lie. If you're gonna build Tsunade, then there is value in buying the gold pass. However, I don't really feel like spending $30 to do so. But pretty much once you hit like the 20 and 40 marks, you will get these little yin and yang symbols, and then you'll be able to essentially grab some shards. Ironically enough, you kind of need to do a lot of these things to build a full copy of Tsunade. So if you are going to be invested in it, make sure that you're aware that you will be limited to what you can and can't buy as free to play. And it gets a little bit annoying because there's not a lot of instances where the game gives you like 30 shards when you need 30 shards. It kind of gives you like a full hero, if that makes sense. But if they ever do get those events rotating out again, then there is probably a chance for you to pick up those additional 30 shards at another time. However, big monthly event that is still running is this one. It's still going to go for another couple of days, which I feel like is kind of cool. This could just be on the newer server brackets, but I will say this: I have managed to make quite a lot of well, I have made. I guess I'm going to be making quite a lot of diamonds out of this. So far, I have actually been claiming quite a lot too. So sometimes you'll get a double up if you are being very active in it. But the whole gist of the game is really just to slug along and get some progress. Now, a lot of these things I will be able to essentially accumulate throughout the event because there are some tasks that you'll already automatically complete, but there are a few that you actually need to actively go and do. Challenge Ninja Tower 40 times. Like, there is a couple of things that you're going to have to keep challenging. Now, this one's actually going to be quite difficult. The only reason that I say that is because Ninja Tower got really, really hard. So doing that 40 times, that's going to probably take the rest of the 14 days, not going to lie. That and a little bit of RNG. As for the spending of the diamonds, well, I mean, essentially speaking, we'll be able to do that throughout the event. Now, this one, I like the fact that they're giving us free summons. Should you spend the summons is one question that we'll probably need to ask. But this other one here, this one is like an epic beast. So you get a guaranteed epic summons, which is pretty cool. We're actually going to be able to grab two of those for today's video, which I think is going to be good. Hopefully I don't get too many duplicates. And this one here, actually quite hard, so I don't know if we'll be able to complete this one. What I've noticed is that they do scale pretty hard with these chapters. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it, but we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go in a second once we do some other things. In terms of the discounts and stuff like that, they do get ridiculously expensive. Like every day they sort of increase in the price range, but if you were to look at it from a value analysis, you basically are buying EXP scrolls. That's essentially what you're buying here. Because the summons themselves, I mean, half of that is technically how much 2,700, I believe, is for 10. So, realistically speaking, you are getting a little bit of a discount, but it's not, in my opinion, worth buying that. It's not really worth buying it. Particularly if you have a wishing event like this that is going live, you might as well just do your random 10 bomb and hopefully you get one of these nominated ones. Now remember, if you do 100 of these, you do get a selected hero. I did do this and I did get Zetsu last time. Unfortunately, I only got one copy of Zetsu, so I would say the drop rates are pretty shit. I would say the drop rates are pretty shit, but you will get the guarantees, and of course, if you do all of the 240 pulls, which seems to be the event number for both that and all summing events, 240 seems to be where you max out on your rewards. Anyway, let's just do the free one. Oh, are you kidding me? Wow, hey. We managed to get Rock Lee. Cool, cool, cool. I think this might be an SSR. That was the free one. So I mean, I can't really complain. I don't really think I need him, but maybe for indexes, I've probably already got him for the indexes. There you go. So you can get some stuff for free. I mean, it's not something that I'll ever use, although he is kind of cool in the anime slash manga. But anyway, enough chit chat. Let's have a look to see if there's any other events that we can look at. The value fund has popped up. This one here, I feel like, is very similar to DOP. You would just get a lot of summons. Basically, you get a lot of summons. The only reason I feel like this would be valuable for the $80 pack is the guaranteed top tier SSR Yin and Yang heroes, which includes, I believe, Itachi, and you get 54 of these factions as well as 12k. Honestly, I mean, if you have the money and you're really thinking about spending on the game, these ones probably are the better values for the early game players. Eventually they fall off when you get enough copies out of it, but faction is the hardest one to acquire. From my opinion, when we talk about the hiring starts, so the factions, these scrolls are the hardest ones to get, but arguably they're the ones that will give you the better results. They don't have faction summoning events, it's still combined as an overall. So you don't necessarily have to save up all of your faction scrolls. If you like to do 10 bombs and do it that way, absolutely go ahead. I did point out in one of the previous videos where to acquire some of these faction items. So like the faction ticket down here, I would recommend, if you do have the spare gems after spending on your events, to grab one of these every single day and start saving those up, just so that you can unlock some of the guaranteed rewards. So the first guaranteed reward is going to be like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when you're trying to build SSR or legendary plus tier food, which I am at the moment, just so that I can make mythic pluses, which I'll show you in a second. These packs actually, they actually have some value in them, and they're not fantastic, but like I said, there is still some relevance. Now we can talk a little bit about the formation, which I think everybody was interested in the comment section. And it really is indicative of two things. Two things being, what your hero actually does. So if they're genjutsu, if they're taijutsu, or they are ninjutsu, generally speaking, genjutsu, so the eye symbol in your formation, these guys like to hang at the back of the club. They like to hang at the back of the team, and they basically support from a distance. So, rule of thumb, generally, they are mid to long range strikers, and you'll tell by their animations. These guys are mid up close, so they can be interchangeable. You can slot them. You can slot them into slot twos or slot ones, depending on who you're running in your slot one. Now, again, if we keep going into it, these guys are basically dependent on the preference of the hero. You can generally tell by the gallery, so it does take a little bit of research if you are particularly interested in what their damage range are. So this guy, old mate Kakashi, that we managed to lock out and get really, really lucky on. His is melee, so his is an up close fighter. Again, a touchy, very long range. He's a long range fighter, and Guy is most definitely a front row slash. He's got a defense stat, so he's a tank. So if you're thinking about like what is my best, I want to say best formation, it takes a little bit of time, but I would recommend going in and having a look at your heroes that you are currently using or have available. Uh, I mean, when you begin the game, you probably aren't going to have a lot of legendaries, but you would kind of want to slot your legendaries in a position where they can A, deal the most damage or take the most damage so that your whole team survives. So we can have a little bit of a gist of our formation. So going off what we currently have, if I'm going to have a look at it from a Genjutsu situation, my old mate Sasuke, I believe, is a mid range fighter. Give me 1 second when I find him. Where are you? Where are you? I believe he's mid range. Yes. So I slot him anywhere between slot 4 and slot 3 or slot 2. And the reason why I do that is because of his forbidden jutsu, which is another thing that you'll factor in. But for the basics, this guy works better in slot 3 or 4, just so that he can attack all of the heroes straight away. And of course, damage range means that you'll see as the fight goes on, once you start taking out the front few players, you'll notice that all of your heroes advance more and more towards the remaining enemies, which gives you a good distance indicator. So, rule of thumb, make sure that your slot one is a tank slash medic. So, for me, it is going to be Sakura. Secondly, you want to be able to stick a strong DPS in slot number two. I go with this guy. I swap Zabuza or Zetsu out depending on what the damage situation is. Zetsu is actually a control hero as well as Gara. So I like to run two control heroes at any single time. I like to have two control heroes that do AoE burst. Now, Kakashi does an AoE attack. He's very, very strong. However, you'll notice that the yin and yang heroes are very hard to get, so you can decide whether or not you want to run them late game. However, they do offer some pretty cool damage, and I will hopefully we can show you in a couple of fights as well. Zabuza is good. He does a miss clone. He's great in slot 2 because he does have a chance to basically cast his clone to take and tank some damage as well. Like I said, I do like to keep Sasuke in slot number 2. Sorry, not slot number 2. I like to keep him in slot number 4, mainly because of his forbidden jutsu. So I use a reflection forbidden jutsu on him, which you will eventually be able to unlock once you start sacrificing Hidan copies. Also, I run the Sea's Heart, which is on Kazuba or Kazuza. I can't pronounce his name. You'll have to go through and look at these ones yourself because I'm just going to butcher them. But I run Sea's Heart on him, and then I run a basic. Oh, yes. There we go. So we're going to actually upgrade this. Oh, we might actually be able to upgrade this today. And then I run Rock Lee's basic attack buffs because he does have some interesting attack accuracy buffs, which do damage. They do damage. And of course, there is a couple of other components, but I'll show you in the battle what I mean. That's the general gist of it. Run your tanks up front or your medics, depending on which ones you have. you'll tell them by their symbols. So if I show you Guy Sensei's one, his symbol is a tank, his role is defense, the medic is going to be the other symbol, the support you generally run in the back, and then you can run your DPS slash basically a DPS anywhere in between those ones. So, oh, it shows you a tank too. Interesting. I was looking for a good tank. I was looking for a good tank. Um, I might actually swap Choji's mask out. Again, you can min max a lot of these things. Swap Choji. Can I swap your mask? I can't. It's just okay. That makes sense. It's not equipable for some of these ones. I'm always looking to get the maximum bonus. So you'll see here that you get a bonus for Genjutsu if that's the symbol that has its 30% extra stats. Is it a great thing? I mean, overall, if you equip everything with Genjutsu symbols on it, I mean, it's gonna be like 120% extra stats. So yeah, it is kind of good. I don't think it's the stats of your overall hero. It's just whatever the stats are on the item that you're equipping, so that can scale up as you star those items up. Keep that in mind though, don't get it twisted. When you eventually do get these accessories up to level 10, they unlock additional abilities. So they actually get some bonuses, which I think it's worth it. It is worth getting a couple of these on your DPS up to level 10 and not really focusing on all of them, just because you're going to benefit the entire team. Yeah, I went with this one on old mate Sasuke because of the attack bonus and HP bonus, but mainly because I'm running the Forbidden Jutsu that essentially reflects in a circle, which means that this guy, being a mid-range fighter, actually is going to be surrounded by a lot of our allies and thus giving a bigger buff radius. There are some dynamics to this game that are quite interesting. I will say that. Now, we can do some summons and see whether or not we get lucky. I do want to upgrade that Forbidden Jutsu too during this video, so keep me remind me of that if I forget. Also, I need to grab you. So I always do $1 recharge every day, just because oh, okay. So this is the guy. If we manage to get him and we get lucky, that's the guy that we can get. I do that only because like the dollar recharges, they're not bad. Like I said, $1 a day. It does add up though, so just keep that in mind. But I do go through Google Play, so I do get some points back as well. So it kind of makes sense. Now, what did I want to do? I wanted to grab, before I forget about it, I wanted to build a food hero for my dudes. I wanted to build a food hero. So, who do I have that I can technically build? Probably not too many. Probably not too many, that's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. Let me think about this. Just because I don't want to give away some of the heroes that I'm going to use for Forbidden Jutsu. Let's think. Let's think. Let's try and get some food then. We might need to get some food heroes. So we got how many summons? We got one of these. So let's just do a solo pull. Got some food. Maybe we could get lucky with the summons, of course, but really I'm just looking for some taijutsu. Yes, got one. Ooh, got two. Okay. This could be good. This could be good. Choji? Oh, I need Choji. Hey, a summer. I need both of these. That's awesome. I like it. We don't need to go overboard. I like to do 10 bombs because I think the RNG is a little bit better. Of course, that's, it's all, what's the word I want to use there? It's all speculation because you never know, right? You never really know. So we'll pull out some of these food type heroes. If I get lucky, I might get some additional ones. We can do a summons in a minute. I could also potentially keep saving up. I have 3 hours left to get 5,888 gems, which isn't a terrible investment because you get a rank S beast. But either way, I'm gonna get the guaranteed one of these ones as well. Maybe that's it doesn't really matter at this stage. Maybe we should just go ahead and buy that. We'll just go ahead and buy that one. The SSR beasts, for those that are interested, they're okay, but like the reality is that you're gonna need a lot of these copies anyway, so you can get the base forms and all that stuff. But eventually, I'd assume that some of these ones are slightly better. Like this guy here actually does stun, whereas this guy does burn. So I feel a little bit gypped. Like I prefer a stun hero than a burn hero, if that makes sense. Control is very, very important in this game. But I mean, if you get what you get, you basically run with that one. But what else did I want to do? Did I want to do any of these 10 bombs? I mean, I don't think there's a leaderboard for this, so there's not really any. If there was a leaderboard, there it would be a little bit more interesting. But before we do that, like, we should probably double check. We should triple check to see if there is actually level rush is not it. Daily, no. Monthly event, I don't think that's it either. Shop, no. Okay, so I don't think there's a. I don't think there is. No, I don't think there's a leaderboard for it. Oh, should I just spend it? Should I send it? I mean, it's the same thing, isn't it? Maybe we do it. Maybe we see if we get lucky. Maybe we get lucky. I don't really need Anoki. I mean, I could build him, but it doesn't really bother me if I do or don't. I got one. Did we get two? No, we only got one. All right. We got some food though, which is cool. Oh, I needed this one. Yes, I needed you. Alrighty then. I feel like this video is going to be a bit longer, but we're definitely going to be doing some upgrades today then. So I actually needed that individual. So let me go ahead and send some of these ones out. I don't want to send you. Um, Choji? Yes, I need to get Choji up. So Choji can actually get to Legendary Plus, which is kind of cool. So we're going to ascend you, and you're going to be food later on. You're actually going to be food for Sakura? Sakura. I'm going to make you food for Sakura, I think. I think that's going to be a good idea. All right, what can we do in terms of you? I need to get copies. I need to get one more copy of you. Dang, out of all the summons, I did not get a single copy of you. Uh, uh, well, I mean, I did say that I like to save these ones up. Let's see if we can get a. Let's see if we get lucky. Maybe we get a copy of him. At this stage, I'm only getting food. Wow, Sakura, Sasuke, give me a Naruto. Make it a triple. No, all right, we didn't get lucky with that one. That's fine. It's fine. It happens. So what I needed was that. But what I think we can do is in the academy, we can go over to this one. Unless I'd already done it, it's possible. There's a strong possibility that I've already fed you. Ah, I did feed you, but I needed a Sama. I actually needed a copy of him too, so that's all right. I got excited there. I was like, I thought I needed another copy of you, but it's okay. I already had you, so it's fine. The reason being is just because I wanted to build a another one so that I could make this guy Mythic Plus, which is it's gonna be cool. I feel like we can probably do that eventually. Also, what I'm really looking forward to is getting this guy so that I can make him into a Mythic Plus. So we're actually just one short. We seem to be one short of a lot of these feeder foods. So why don't we go into the shop and see if we can locate any of these feeder foods? Um, Zabazar's up there. I don't need you. Don't need any of you. Do I need any of you? Kage's Trials? No. You. I kind of need you. Yes, I do. Just going to grab you. I do need you. Let's grab that. Let's go into the bag. Let's go here. All right. Now I have to use my brain. Now I have to think about this. The game is always going to auto select for you, so sometimes that's a problem. Um, just keep that in mind. But I think we're okay for this one. So we should be able to grab these two. Then we should be able to ascend you. And then we should be able to ascend you to Legendary Plus. So this guy's the perfect food. This guy's the perfect food. So we either keep him and we wait for the last copy of Zetsu, and then we can go that way. Or what we should probably do is this. So we're actually going to get this guy to Mythic Plus, which is awesome. As ascended Sasuke to Mythic Plus, and there you go. So this is like one of the packages that they'll try to get you to buy. Um, I think the that one's the $30 one. That's the cheapest one you can get, and that's got his specific shuriken, his exclusive weapon, which we'll show you in a second. And basically, you just get additional stuff. Is it worth getting it? Not really, because you can get these from RNG. So you can actually get these from other things, if that makes sense. So I don't really recommend spending on that one. How do I make you? So there you go. So I knew deep in my soul that I needed to have copies of a legendary or elite Sasuke to get this guy to Mythic. But that makes me feel a little bit better knowing that I didn't feed off that one copy that I had. I was going to make him into a forbidden jutsu, but I'm glad that I didn't. So I should be able to get copies of Sasuke eventually and be able to get this guy all the way up to what's the next tier? I feel like it's a rainbow looking symbol. I actually don't know what it's called. What is it called? Can I have a look to see what this guy gets to? I don't think he tells me. I don't think it tells me, which sucks. I've seen a couple of heroes with this one though. It's an interesting symbol, but it's the highest tier that you can get. So there's like one more level. It's Ascension. It's what's what it's called. You become ascended basically. So that'll be interesting. I will want to be able to do that one eventually, but for now anyway, I'm happy that I managed to get that. Everything started to work out quite nicely. And so what's the quick ascension? Nah, I don't want to feed you off. I want to use you later on. I have to wait. I have to be patient. I don't think there's any way for me to get the copies for it. You're just going to have to wait. So we won't be able to show you that. But during our entire adventure, we managed to get ourselves a Mythic Plus. So what we need to do is do some action scenes. Let's actually get in there and actually start to fight some. I'm going to go to Ninja Drill because this one's a little bit harder. And I'll give you a little bit of a rundown as to where I stick my heroes. So at the moment I have Sasuke in slot 1, so we can throw Sasuke back here into slot 2. Kakashi's fine. This guy's distant, so the two back ones at the moment are support slash control. I have Sakura in slot 1, which is a tank slash healer. Honestly, if you don't have a tank, throw your hero in slot 1. If they're if they're Sakura or Tsunade, they both work very well. And it's interchangeable where you put your DPS, but this is where we're going to go. Hopefully we'll get there. The little seal on the ground that you can see around Sasuke is the Hidan seal, which reflects damage. So anyone that attacks within that seal basically gets attacked. And it lasts for the entire fight. So, that was close. That was kind of close. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we'll get this time. Why don't we throw Sasuke in slot 1? Let's try that. And these ones are quite difficult. I'm not gonna lie. This is where they get quite difficult. Maybe we get this one. Yeah, let's go. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of maneuvering to get through this, and of course, it is RNG. So don't feel too bad if it takes you 20 attempts. Just keep persisting throughout the day, and hopefully you'll get the victory. One thing that I will say about the Sasuke build that I currently have, it is dependent on how many he can kill. or that dies, I should say. So the more that die, the more hearts he gets, and the hearts revive him, which makes it quite powerful. He becomes quite strong. All right, insufficient tries. Let's buy 2 more attempts to see if we can clear this one. Maybe we get lucky. So far, so good. If you do have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. I'll slow down the fight for these last two just to see what's going on. As you can see, Sakura is pounding away and attempting to heal herself during the entire process. She dies pretty much within the first 20 seconds. In most hard fights, she pretty much dies straight away. But her job is basically to be that meat shield and offer some form of support. So basically, then Sasuke gets a chance to kill some like this. We already know. So he's taking damage basically because he's reflecting his attack in that circle. It's actually a really powerful combination. And we can talk a lot. We can do a separate video on Forbidden Jutsu probably throughout the week when I get enough food so that I can upgrade some of them so that everybody can see what I'm talking about. But that's pretty much what makes or breaks the game, is if you have the Forbidden Jutsu. Now I need to hunt down Sasuke copies. I tell you what, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to hunt them down. Oh, that was an easy fight. We're going to have a look at the stats on this one. So Sasuke would be the top damage dealer. Kakashi doing quite solid. Don't sleep on the fact that Sakura actually does quite a bit of damage too. And of course, Gaara and Zetsu in the back are really just there for support, which is fantastic. And that's pretty much it in a nutshell. So if you do have any questions about any of this sort of stuff, if you'd like to see some more gameplay, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, notification button. Oh, thank you for some direct messages. But until next time, I would recommend probably trying out the game. I'm going to leave the links in the description field below. It's probably a little bit different for iOS, so don't worry. I know it can be a little bit confusing with the names and all of that sort of stuff because they're different on Android. However, I am enjoying this whole process. I would like to actually make some progress in Sanctuary. Just food for thought. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching.